Okay, so good day everyone. We are the group 4 and we are here today to discuss about traffic ecology or traffic environment. Okay, so when we say traffic environment, this pillar is very recent, which includes the study of potentially disastrous population explosion changes in urban environment due to the scale and density of new urban concentration and new activities carried out, air pollution, water population, and crowding, especially transport congestion which result therein. So, people should be educated regarding the adverse effect of traffic to our environment that directly or indirectly affects the population's health. So, what are the environmental effects of the urbanization of transportation? So, any decision in modernizing the transportation system shall consider the following environment effects. So, first, the noise. So, it is the ill effect of noise is one of the major considerations in the evaluation of the consequences of traffic urbanization to the environment. So, the exact influence of traffic noise on human behavior is not well understood. So, diba, if dagkan mag-agi-agi in an urban road, kay langas man jud, as we are all aware, na like, makadungog tag mga busina sa mga makina nga saba kayo, and most especially, mga muffler nga motor nga saba kayo. Na ay uban, dili makasabot or ma-annoy na naman, ana nga kind of noise. And these are the different average background noise and their corresponding percent of average.
2. Vibration. So, effect can be severe particularly when there are heavy trucks and when the building is old. While there are subjective costs from experiencing vibration, a minimum cost of damage or prevention can be established from experience and experiment. So, diri kani bitaw if naay moagi nga mga trucks tas loaded nya nakabantay ta nga mulihok or murag ni uyo gamay atong balay. It is because of the truck nga bugat and loaded. And this is very dangerous if magsigi sila agi sa usa ka structure or roads and even houses. Number 3, air pollution. It is the one of the more difficult problems because of the complexity of the issue involved. The effects of pollution are also strongly affected by meteorological and even by microclimate. So, imagine a city where there are lots of cars and factories. So, on a hot and still day, the air pollution might get trapped, making it hard to breathe. But on a windy day, the pollution could blow away and the air might feel fresher. So dealing with air pollution is like solving a puzzle with many pieces, and weather plays a big part in how the puzzle looks. Number 3, dirt. These are foul and filthy substances related to motor vehicle use, such as empty can of oils, grease materials, and etc. So, diri ning mga oils nga bito kanang related sa maintenance sa vehicles, like for example kanang magpa-change oil ka, and kanang ilang oils ana kay naa may uban matipon sa karsada which make the road not so clean. So, thus kanang maigo sa atong nawong usahay nga murag itom bitaw maapil sa hangin or uban ana is nagikan pod nas ilaha.
This is the continuation of the report of Ms. Kimkito Teres Raya. And I'm going to discuss the visual intrusion, loss of privacy, and changes in amount of light. So, when we see visual intrusion, this can have positive as well as negative effects. If a motorway blots out an unsightly prison or railway yard, it may have positive benefits. On the other hand, the appearance of an elevated expressway or railway above neighborhood is one of the aspects most frequently complained of. So in general, visual intrusion can be avoided by putting a highway or railway at grade or in a cutting. In many cases, there may be cheaper solution. So, ang visual intrusion, in short, is the generation of attention by any object or usa ka elemento sa atong environment nga makadisturb sa atong vision. And next is loss of privacy. So loss of privacy from drivers and others being able to look at one's house and garden frequently disliked environment effect. Walls and earthworks would prevent this, while at the same time reducing noise. So, ang loss of privacy, usa siya ka concern sa people na can frequently observe one's house and garden. So, to address this, the use of walls and earthwork is proposed, not only to enhance privacy by obstructing the view but also to simultaneously reduce noise. So, makapareduce ni siya og noise. And next is change in amount of light. It is easier up to a point because part of the disadvantages can be valued in terms of the additional lighting cost of those affected, but this is probably a psychological element also, which it could not be easy or perhaps necessary to disentangle where relevant from two items. So, ang change in amount of light, that statement state that there are changes in the amount of light. So this can be easy up to a point some of the vulnerabilities that can be offset by additional lighting costs for those effects. Pero pwede po siyang naay psychological element na dili dalin masabtan or perhaps necessary para masipare kung asa dapit pwede ang duha ka butang.
So, what are the environmental effects of the urbanizations of transportations? These are the environmental effects of the urbanizations of transportations. Number 8. Neighborhood severance, both physical and sociological. This can be partly quantified in terms of change of travel times and cost, an accident experience to pedestrian and traffic. Number 9. Relocation. There must be programs that are designed to cover compensations for those who relocate as a consequences of transferred investment, whether property owner or tenants. The people relocated will tend to decentralize as well as those sufficiently affected by the environmental consequences to refer to move. Number 10. Destruction during planning and construction. In some cases, benefits offset the destruction costs which are experienced by people during construction of new facilities, loss of business, excess noise, dirt, vibration during constructing, and excess journey cost through diversion because of building.
Good morning, sir. I am Janjover Nagos Acero. I will continue the topic report of number 11, 12, and 13. So, number 11, accident experience. Accident, unexpected event, typically sudden in nature and associated with injury, loss, or harm. Accidents are common features of the human experience and result injury or permanent disability to large numbers of people worldwide every year. Number 12, pedestrian journey. A pedestrian journey is any person who is traveling by walking for at least part of his or her journey in additional to the ordinary form of walking. A pedestrian may be using various modification and aids to walking such as wheelchairs, motorized scooters, walkers, canes or skateboards, and rollerblades. Last is number 13, congestion and other benefits to vehicles. It is for a livable and safe residential environment by reducing through vehicle travel. Travel must be made convenient highway. The diversion curves indicate that 80% of the traffic will take a route that is 20% faster. Vehicle travel time is made up of three components: free-flowing travel, stop time, and acceleration or
So I am here to tackle about external factors that influence the existing and future behavior of population. So number 1 is the rapidly increasing population growth. So the growth in the number of people can lead to increased traffic congestion as more as individuals use transportation services. And number 2, rapidly increasing urbanization urbanization that often results in higher population density and increased demand for transportation, contributing to traffic issues. So number 3, rapidly increasing motorization. As the number of motorized vehicles rises, the traffic congestion tends to intensify, impacting the behavior of road users. So number 4, industrialization and technical modernization. So economic development and technological advancements can lead to increased vehicle ownership and usage. Number 5, improvement of the transportation network. Enhancement in the streets network and public transportation can influence the behavior of trafficway users.
Good day, sir. I am Ferolino Grayson B. and I'm going to tackle about the alternatives. So, a more pleasant environment can be achieved without negative implication for economy and trade, so that any reasonable step in that direction by decision makers deserves support. So, to reduce traffic congestion and improve air quality in cities, we can promote public transportation, encourage walking and cycling, implement carpooling and ride-sharing programs, consider congestion pricing, create a car-free zones, support electric vehicles, and utilize smart traffic management system. So, the following are some of the processed activities that may reduce the adverse effect of traffic development to our ecology. Number 1, towns are better with less traffic or kaunting trafiko, so long as adequate or enough or sufficient provision is made for the mobility of workers and residents and the distribution of goods. It is of urgent necessity that national and local government develop efforts to reduce the adverse effects of motor traffic in urban areas or preventing harmful incidents locating with a high population density. So, number 2, where and when traffic congestion and its cause are served and frequent, assures to reduce the use of private cars and goods vehicles and to improve alternative forms of traffic should be introduced. So, traffic congestions happen due to the demand-supply imbalance in the transportation. So, just like underground railway, train service to reduce the use. And I will give to Ms. Tabog to continue the alternatives.
So, the third of it is to limit traffic and to improve the efficiency and quality of service of buses and transport. So basically, we should limit the cars to like private cars to have a quality of service for the transportation for the people who don't have private cars. The fourth one is the pedestrian scheme should be introduced whenever possible to improve the environment and safety for pedestrians. So here, we should promote the pedestrian scheme so that the people who use the pedestrian lane would be safety to walk. Next is the use of non-carbon emitting vehicles should be encouraged like bicycle whenever practical. Here, we should promote using bicycles for us to dili magka pollution or air pollution. So lastly, the seventh activity is that motor vehicle reduction scheme should also be introduced. So we can hear that like in Manila, there are codings for private cars. It can help to reduce the traffic.
So this is the continuations of reports. So D, laws and status concerning traffic economy. So number 1, PD 1181, providing for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution from motor vehicles and for other purposes. So kani siya paghatag alang sa pagkontrol or pagkontrol sa air pollution gikan sa mga sakyanan or motor vehicles alang sa katuyuan. So next, section 1. The purpose is to prevent, control and evade the emissions of air pollutions from motor vehicles in order to protect the health and welfare of the people and to prevent or minimize damage to property and hazard to land transportation. So kani siya, the purpose is to prevent or pag-control or to abate sa pagbuga sa mga hugaw nga air pollution gikan sa mga sakyanan in order to protect sa mga tao, to prevent or minimize the damage to the property to the land of transportation.
So in continuation of Mr. Alpich's report, I am going to report about the laws and statutes concerning of traffic economy. So there are 3 guys here, but Mr. Alpich has already reported the first one, so I'm going to continue with the number 2. So as you can see, the number 2 is the letter of instruction number 551. So I'm going to read to you what is letter of instruction all about. So it is directing the law enforcement agencies to implement the pollution control program. So meaning to say, all the government agencies are going to implement the law which can affect the air pollution program. So it could be programs that such as clean air programs, all utility vehicles that shall install air pollution devices, just like that. And there are many more programs that the government agencies are implemented to our country. So I'm going to read to you the examples. So the law enforcement agencies shall apprehend vehicles emitting visibility black smoke. So maka-black og smoke so that it will not give pollution to the community. Another example is factories that are nuisance, procedure to noise or discharge of influence to rivers and bodies of water. So pwede na siyang i-close because it's distracting, or it's going to it will lead damage to the community and to the environment. So it will cause pollution, air pollution, water pollution. So it will affect on our economy. That's why government agencies are implementing law, no, na mga law nga na establish or na buhat to enforce and to prevent the pollution. So karon kay manamanta sa number 2, we're going to discuss to you dako ana po the next, which is the number 3. So we want mga report na ako sa number 2, so number 3 na, which is the RA 8749, otherwise known as the Clean Air Act. So unsa din ning RA 8749? So mo ni siya ang Clean Air Act. It is an act providing, so it is an act providing for the regulation of motor vehicles emitting toxic gases like the use of the diesel and loaded gasoline. So we all know nga kanang mga vehicles kay nagagamit mo dyan na siya mga gasoline, diesel. So makapagawas din na siya pollution or bad air. That's why we have monthly maintenance to our vehicles, parang dili siya hugaw ang magawas sa yang pipe niya or sa trambutso niya. So Philippine Clear Act, the passage of the Philippine Clear Act RA 8749 is established or was established on June 23, 1999. So naadari guys. So provides for a comprehensive air pollution control policy as it outlines the government's measures to reduce air pollution by including environmental protection activities into its development plans. So mean to say, our governments they implemented this law to protect our environment, no? And as you can see, ang mga vehicles or related na siya sa itong subject, ang mga vehicles may usa sa nga buhat aning air pollution, no? So that's why we need to know about this law, which is the Philippine Clean Air Act. So that's all my report.